pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Consider for approval minutes and agenda.
I'll make the motion to approve minutes and agenda.
I'll second the motion. On a motion from Jens Bolden, a second from Derby to approve the minutes and agenda as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Julie, treasurer's report.
Yes, and on the agenda today, it was put on as annual report, but it's the semi-annual.
Right.
So I gave you copies there. Each of you got copies of the actual publication report that I will do. Plus, I added some more papers to it, the cash and investments and our cash count and the county ledger and the trial balance, so you can see where all the totals line up and balance for December 31st.
Well, I don't have any questions on it.
And I don't know if you guys like to have all that documentation
I
of
like
the
to have
report.
it in case I have to go back and refer.
Yep,
So I'll get questions, I'll go back and look at what
sure.
it's given us.
And would you like me to send it earlier to you to look at before you actually
I
put it
think
into?
this one I'm fine with just getting it here. That's
Okay.
fine. But we're also getting all the reports from Chris too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So electronically, with some of the things they can look there too. And
Yeah.
that's all the different.
Okay, so you want this one here? I need signed and approved. Then I have signed my part, and then I need Carla's, and then you guys.
I'll make a motion to approve the treasurer's semi-annual report.
I'll second it.
A motion from Derby and a second from Shensville to approve the treasurer's semi-annual report. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
So will Mike be in later today, or okay? Can you stamp it then, or?
C8, right?
Yep.
Yep. It says it there.
We'll go with that.
Once we get out of here before midnight.
There you go.
Okay, and we just need Carla's signature.
How that works at the legislature.
So I haven't had time. It says I certify that this statement is given correctly, shows the funds. I haven't had time to review this, so I will wait to sign it until I can have time to review it.
Sure. Thank you.
I don't have a copy of any of it though, so.
I gave you the copies of the cash count. So that's
No,
what
but
this is.
I need this in my annual report, because that's
This-
different than your cash count.
That's just verifying this here, that the totals are correct. But if you want to wait and look at it, that's fine with me. Let me know when you.
Copy since so I can see it. That'd be great. Thank you.
Consider for approval, signing the change order for courthouse tuck pointing and stone replacement project.
Just got the documentation with Rick's signature, Dave Randall's signature. This needs our signature. So everything's documented, everyone's on the same page.
So this is what we previously talked about without any changes to the change order.
It's the same amount, that's just the documentation for it. This is a copy of the, that was sent to Rick.
What we lined up with there. I'll make a motion to approve the change order for the courthouse tuck pointing project, in the amount of $325,000.
No, the change order part's $220.
Oh, the 221, 226.
Yep.
Is the increase.
Correct. The total amount to finish will be
But we already had that in the contract.
correct.
Part of it.
Correct. We're just taking the rest of the figures in the contract, putting them on that, and then reducing the change order by that much. But the amount to complete it is $328,379.30.
I'll second it.
So did he indicate when he was going to start on this then?
Well, what I told him is, I don't have money in this year's budget. It'll be next year's budget. We're going to go ahead, and I'll call him when I walk out of here, get the stone going. He will carry that for us until the 1st of July, and then we'll be billed. And then, as far as a firm start date, to be honest, no. Till he had the change order in hand, he wasn't comfortable that, and he, like everybody else, is short of help and so on and so forth. So I can't give you a date because I don't think Dave knew a date.
All right. Well, we got a motion from Derby and a second from Jensvold to approve the change order for the tuck pointing project. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
And I need your signature 3 times on there. Same form, 3 times. One for
Print it also.
Yep, just like it's laid out there. Yep.
You know, in other counties, they just have stampers.
Do they?
Yeah.
This isn't so bad. Some of the other stuff would be nice.
Like the election canvassing.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
No, but do you want me to keep one of the copies?
Why don't you just keep all three of them in the file for now? Because I assume one's for Dave, I know one's for Dave, one's for Rick, and one's for us, so
Okay.
safer in your file than my office.
Okay.
Alrighty, thank you. I'll call Dave right now.
Morning, AJ.
Greetings. Jared,
But,
I forgot my, yeah, I don't want to run the phone.
I figured you'd bail in on that.
Well, just one of these figured it out.
Oh, when it go a couple weeks, does just be on.
Got to get my copy of the agenda.
Hello.
Hi, Scott, we're ready for you.
Okay.
All right, thanks. Hi, Sandy.
Is it time for me?
Getting closer to the engineer right now.
Well, he doesn't look like he's here.
Well, we just called.
I guess I just have to hand you this anyway.
Oh, we can do this quick.
All right.
Okay,
Well, he's on his way up.
all right. So, she said just to give it to you.
You're not supposed to answer any questions.
No, she didn't give me any
Speech?
speech. You really don't want me to give speech.
Yeah, well, it'd be right on the radio.
Yeah, don't say.
Oh, I'll make the motion to approve the recorder's quarterly report.
I'll second the motion. Motion from Gentle and second from Derby to approve the recorder's quarterly report. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Morning, Scott.
Morning. Uneventful week, I guess. I don't have anything to discuss with you.
I've got a couple of things for you. One, there's a washout in a dredge ditch just east of Thompson that I believe is in the, probably in our right of way, isn't it? The washout there?
Where is it at?
On the west bank of that dredge ditch just
So
east
that's
of
the
Thompson.
highway though. Or no, what are you talking about?
Oh, no, yeah, that would be the highway.
But I think the washout is in the private property.
Is it in private property?
Yeah, it's out of the DOT right away, I think.
And then there's another one where, out by Mathis's out there, there was the tile I do not believe is plugged going underneath the road. It's on 120th, just south of Highway 9. And they've got a contractor hired to fix that private tile. They thought it was a county tile once. I ended up out there and we figured out it's a private tile. And he figures he's going to have to dig into the ditch to fix it. Is that something you guys are okay with? Or?
Shouldn't be an issue if it's just a little bit. I mean, no big deal.
Yeah, he doesn't
If
dig
it's
the whole
gonna
road up. It sounds-
disrupt the road at all, we'll usually have them fill out a permit.
They seem to think that the tile is very shallow right where it's at, and they think that it's probably because the water's coming up on the west side of the road, so and they figure that's where it's going out, is right there. So, and it goes into the road ditch just a little bit, so it's getting under the road, but
Okay, yeah, you could just have him give me a call.
When he's digging it, or?
Yeah, or if he has any questions ahead of time.
Alright, yeah, if it gets to where they get too close to the road, then. alright.
Yeah, I mean, if you're digging on the back slope, and that's really not too big a deal, but technically, if they're in the right of way, we should have a permit from them, just so we know what's going on, and
Alright,
everybody's protected.
okay, I'll let them know. Little Trunk Hill?
That's part of the district that goes to the east, or to the west there, right? Crossing the road to the west.
Yeah, half of it, one side would be in your territory, the other side of the road would be in mine, I believe. But, yeah, I was out there looking at it. It was last spring. I think. Maybe I really just decided to fix it up. Yeah, it was a county tile first. There is a county tile north of there, and there's one east of there. There's not right there. And then if I remember right, there was an issue with the one north of there too. Do some more research.
I didn't have anything. That's all you had?
That's all I had to do.
Okay. Look up those other two. Go ahead.
And then you just click down.
I push the K.
No.
The K. Okay, now just scroll.
No, you can't click more than once, huh?
It's not like the old,
Alright, so now we gotta start
let's
over.
go back to the phone book. See, these are good.
Push OK.
She right
Worth.
there.
Yeah.
Just extension. Because there's extensions where you can dial.
They're quiet all of a sudden.
So,
Are you there? It was on speakerphone, then I quit. We're ready for you.
See now, if Alexa was involved with this, it's say Alexa.
Oh, yeah, no, that's what we need in here. We need
I don't know statistics on that.
She's smart enough to run the phone system.
Yeah.
But instead, I'm going, Bill, call Chris Alexa.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have the same ring to it.
No, Alexa sounds, it flows better.
And you're not connected to the CIA, Alexa is.
Yeah.
my sister was in the shower one day and my nephew came in and says, "Mom, what's that lady's name in the kitchen?" And she was like, he was talking about the Alexa. Will you get one of these, the new one for in here?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. This just needs to be signed. We appointed Jacobson Westiger last week, so we just need to sign that. Dennis Aaron called. He realizes he has no one to talk to.
Yeah. Saturation.
Like, they got like
That's what it takes to be.
all the nurses to have them put them on their phone numbers. He does that.
I'll call him.
That's fine.
I want to, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Because he would gladly just
Yeah.
help.
No.
Yeah, I'll call him and, yep. Okay, perfect.
We talked about this when it comes to the also.
Good, yeah.
We've got one.
Well, yeah. It seems like there's
She
another
lives here.
here.
She lives
Yeah, there's a tiles actually down here.
That's a private tile.
Private tile.
Also, it is DD 11. We never have a problem with DD 11.
You gotta go there next year.
What?
So like Carol Baptist.
Private tile, it's crosses underneath the road.
Oh yeah, we've been dealing with that for a while.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they thought it was, county tile. Yeah, but county tile. Hot air.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's a secondary road issue?
Well, I just wanted to ask Al, he's okay because they think that the tile is probably, the water gets underneath the road,
Mm-hmm.
then on the west side it boils out. And
Yeah,
he
I
figures
think
he's gonna be digging in.
I think they've been out there before. I think Mark's been out or somebody's been out to look at it.
Yeah, because they wanted to figure out whether the tile was good underneath the road. Because it was dug up on the east side, if I remember right.
Okay. I think they looked at both sides. Because at one time it was
No,
east and then
the
the.
secondary roads,
Mm-hmm.
but it was actually dug up on the east side of the road.
Yeah, because I think Matt Harms went out there.
So the tile must go north to look into that lateral then? Flat 17.
Well, I'm not sure where it goes. It actually comes out.
There's a hill there.
Yeah, it comes out, where they had it dug was going east here, and whether it turned after where they quit digging or.
Well, do you think it flows that way?
I thought the water is coming
I
out.
thought it went to the west. Like there's a ridge here, the west end of the grove. This goes like this and then.
Well, there wasn't any water flowing when I was there, so I'm not sure which way it was going as far as the water flowing. It was just standing.
Just trying to imagine what that looks like out there. I think it was hill here just to the east.
Yeah, well, to the east, actually, I think there's kind of a draw that goes down through there. Yeah. It's been a while since I've been out there too, so I just talked to the guy yesterday.
So anyway,
Okay, so I put the sheet on your desk that I need to have signed.
okay.
As far as approved contractors, this Bill Truckill would like to get, if he could be approved
Grant.
for him. Or a grant, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's up to you guys.
I mean, they're a mile south in Hancock or whatever, but they farm ground in Winnebago County, and he's right out there. Convenient, he seems to get there fairly good for some of the smaller projects out the barn and stuff.
Will you put that on the agenda?
Yeah, so then we have to, because we only wanted Winnebago counties on our approved list, so then we need to open that up. Because A1 we wouldn't let in, because they were in Worth County, so.
But Holland, we kind of figured Holland's kind of out there too.
Well,
So,
yeah,
that, I mean,
his
that's,
business is actually in Hancock also, so we've already,
Which business you talking?
so,
yeah.
just so you know that we'll be opening that up then.
Well, we still get to approve them, so.
Okay.
I think we're fine. We're always short on contractors.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And there's several other ones that I'll talk to you about later as far as things that need to be done with several blowouts and stuff.
Okay. I have a DD 49 that's just west of town that I've got some landowners that want to have that cleaned, and I've got a contractor that's out there looking at it to give an estimate, but it could be more than our $20,000 estimate. How high do you guys want to go? Because it's up to 50 now before we have to have an engineer and all that. I would like to see it on a case-by-case basis. You know, we've talked about it before, where if a contractor's done all this prelim work, and then we have to go bid it out, well, then we have to get an engineer to get all the specs, and this person's already been out there. So how high would you be willing to go?
Without an engineer or
Without having to go through the whole deal.
you still have a point that you're still notifying landowners,
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
but that's at what, 20,000?
I do that at 10.
And 50 is the legal limit.
Yeah.
I'm okay with the legal limit.
Okay. And I don't want the contractors to go that high.
But I would like to be able to review it before, because
That's fine.
we've come into this case scenario where it costs this much to dig it out, but what about the pipes going in?
Outlet pipes and all that.
We want to address that ahead of time.
So the project doesn't get
Identify what
bigger.
we're gonna do.
Yep. Or at least know that an outlet pipe is $150. So, and that can be part of the letter that says this price could go up because of outlet pipes, you know, whatever.
That'd be the process I'd like to see.
Sounds fine to me. Thank you.
Should that be a motion policy agenda to set that?
Not if we do it a case-to-case basis.
Okay. Just want to make sure we're covering this.
I mean, because we're still within the code, so that part we're fine. It's our own policy.
Where is this?
Just go west on the curves. Out by Fells.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was going
There's some parts that were really, really deep, some parts that were really shallow. So he just wanted to know before he got too far into it how much we'd be willing to go.
I'd be curious when you get to that, what is it, Turkey Creek or whatever it is?
Yeah,
Get
that
to that, is that going to be a problem?
it is.
And are we going to have to look at that as an annexation?
Right.
Because we've had troubles farther down anyway, but it's not our.
Right. And if people want to get together and go clear out some trees, they sure can. But I still, even Buffalo Creek, nobody's brought in money, so we've done nothing. I have 3 people that signed the petition, but nobody's brought any money, so evidently they didn't want it too bad.
One of them was signed petitions here for everybody. I'd have to talk to him.
He's leaving for South.
Soon.
Yeah, I don't remember what his wife said yesterday. But... And he knows. I mean, he's been in a couple times for other things. And...
He knows that the money is needed.
Out east of town, that DD 54, where are we at on that for Aiden Kelly? Was there exploration that was done, or are we just done with it?
You know, I don't know. I'll look that up. I don't know. I don't remember where we left off.
We had big discussions.
We had that engineer go look at it.
Did we have a
Drew.
report back?
Oh, Drew. Yeah, I don't know if we've gotten a report.
See, he was in, he looked at the past minutes, I know he's done research.
Yeah,
Quite a
I don't know
while
what the
ago
final.
when they were here. I would think he would have something.
Right. I'll find out.
Unless he was waiting for a contractor to help do some spot digging for him or something. It's okay.
Seems like when we were talking that there's really not a big fix. The driveway's too low.
Right.
It's not a district issue.
I just don't want to sit, want the record to reflect that we dropped the ball.
Right.
We're supposed to be doing something.
Right. Okay.
But I'd get a report from Drew on that. So we can review it. So it's on file. What do you think? Other than that, I didn't have much.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Oh, one more question. While I'm thinking of it. This DD11 improvement. The wetland determinations at the NRCS. Is that something the engineer's supposed to be doing, or is it the landowners that have to physically go up and file these?
The engineer usually sends out a letter to the landowners to get those determinations done and updated.
He's done that.
I have in my file a long time ago, but then I've never seen any results because they can be sent to him or to me. I didn't have anybody send them to me. So I'm assuming that that would be like another next step is to, okay, now that we're going to do this, then...
But my question is, as in an effort to slow up that process, would they bog it down by not getting up there in time?
I don't know the answer. I mean, the landowners take their sweet time to do it?
If they don't want it, then can't they drag their feet?
I don't know.
That's why I was wondering if there's coordination between the engineer and NRCS.
You'd think, but
I know there's some that's been done, but. I know one person's not happy with the results of that.
but nobody spoke up that day here.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, all right, thanks. All right, auditors report. Do we make much on the flat books? Do we just pass?
It's basically a pass through.
It's been expensive.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if we make like 50 cents a flat book. I mean, it's
It would really be nice to see a flat book that has the drainage lights on.
The district's. Maybe 40.
Yeah. Just been talking about that.
Spiral one or something. With landowners.
Yeah, we'll have with the real picture of
All the layers.
yeah.
What they have to throw in the private tiles.
Well, that'd be
no,
nice.
thank you.
That'd be great. But we don't have them all down. We don't.
Well, I mean, the
We
ones
don't
we
have
have
any
anyway.
private tiles.
But it helps to have anything that we have. Some money. That's another layer. He's on a private district. He's a private district. Just he's just.
You know what? Might be close. I'll make a motion to approve the auditor's quarterly report.
I'll second the motion. Motion from Jensko, and a second from Derby to approve the auditor's quarterly report. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Speak of her, and she shows up.
Oh, no.
We were just musing on how nice it would be that when the day comes that,
We're talking
all
about
our,
the expense that it is to go out and buy a plat book.
Oh,
and then what if we could have all the drainage lines incorporated onto our plat books.
Spiral out.
Yeah.
I don't know why it couldn't be done.
That's why it's
Yeah, no, I'm guessing it would be,
fairly simple by township.
Uh-huh. I'll make a note of that. We'll see what can happen.
Yeah, no, there how much need there is other than us.
Yeah, well,
Well, you know, like we were noticing, there's probably two different private trustee district people that bought plat books. Drainage maps is what they bought.
yeah, it'd be nice to have it on the
I
platform.
would assume that most of the farmers would enjoy being able to grab their plat book and look at it and see what exactly, even though if they know about the beacon, they can do it there, but.
Kinda like when we're doing this improvement on DD 11, you can look at where the district is and where the overlay of the property owners are, know who's in that district right from that.
Yeah, and uploading from the GIS, I don't really see if they were gonna possibly print, if they could maybe do some of each, you know? Yeah, and usually it's in the spring she contacts me and I trade her the information. That's how I get those and stuff. But, may I ask you a quick question?
Sure, since you're so good to answer ours. Open forum.
For my conference board meeting, would the 22nd or the 29th possibly work for you?
Well, 29th is the day we have the DD 11 improvement.
Okay, how about,
Here, I don't know how long that's gonna take.
I'm assuming you'd like it on a Tuesday. That's what we've been doing.
What was the first choice?
22nd or 29th or the,
We don't have any budget meetings on the 22nd, do we?
Not yet.
Okay. But this is usually fairly a half-hour meeting or something.
yeah, and so 11:30.
I would say 11:30 would be the safe time. Wouldn't it?
And other ones that come can kind of do it over the dinner hour or whatever.
Sure. So 22nd, 11:30. All right, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Any other Platteville questions?
No, thank you for your support.
Have a good one.
Hey, Sue,
Yeah.
did you see Bernie Voltag?
Yes, I did. Yeah. We look back, he was appointed to the Board of Review on, I think it was 1984.
Wow, 12 years before me. I served with him for 16 years.
Yeah. Crazy, huh? Yeah. And Larry's just as nice as Vern was.
Yeah.
Oh, see that?
89, I think.
Yeah. His daughter's a volleyball rep. Colleen.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, she did some games over at Lake Mills, I know. She looks at it awesome.
Yeah, nice guy. It's too bad. He'd really failed over the years.
I saw him a year ago at a volleyball game, and I could tell there was some dementia, but it says he died of Parkinson's.
So, neither one's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on to number 8. Is that correct?
We have 2 applications.
Were they both submitted on time? Doesn't look like it. What's the due date, the first of the year?
There was no due,
Oh,
there was not a due date.
Okay.
Thank you, Chris.
This would be across from Pulse. His wife, I think, works for the DNR.
I think she's Lowell Overson's niece or something.
But I understood she works for the DNR.
Okay. It was a very impressive application.
Nice the outdoors. Which kind of person you want there? There's 2 positions to be filled, is it?
One.
Just one. So we have to pick one of these 2.
Mhm.
I think either of them can serve well. Probably has lots of experience on it.
I know neither of them, so if you're going by the applications, it's pretty obvious.
I used to live 1.5 miles from him, my old place. Never, you get a long driveway, never really. Well, yeah,
Well, this one looks like he enjoys it a lot more, so.
Yeah.
Not that he may too, he just didn't write it all down.
I guess I agree.
I'll make a motion to appoint Jeff Schmidt to the Conservation Board.
I'll second the motion. A motion from Jensvold and a second from Derby to appoint Jeff Schmidt to the Green County Conservation Board. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
And I can see him being probably, since this center is gonna be 1/2 mile from his house now, I can see that being his baby. I wanted to get that done right.
Well, he just judging from the applications, it looks like he wants to be there. The other one was asked to serve, but and I'm sure both of them did fine.
So we had, let's see what was, Terry Gasper.
On the examining board? Mhm. We also have Teresa Nicholson on the Homeward Housing Trust Fund and the Enterprise Zone Commission. We need to appoint somebody. And then we also have the 2 VA positions that'll need to be reappointed.
In case you said she was a homeward, what else?
Enterprise Zone Commission,
Okay. What's your thoughts on that? I think Melissa agreed on that.
I was gonna say,
Melissa was at this last meeting, replacing her.
yeah, I was just gonna say, the logical replacement would be Melissa if she wants to do it.
Yeah, that one, whether we want a contract person to do it, or we want the person we have hired. So we just put her on both of them.
Yeah, but we don't know how long the contract guy,
Yeah.
that's, hoping it's a long time.
Yeah. And maybe down the road we could change it. For now, I think I trust Melissa.
Yeah, I'm fine with Melissa.
Okay, so we'll put Melissa on the examining and Homeward Housing Trust one.
Okay.
Melissa Kalis. What other ones?
We also need to appoint Kelsey Bacon to the HIPAA Compliance Committee and HIPAA Privacy Officer in place of Adam Sauer. And then we also need to appoint either Allison or Julie Sorensen on the HIPAA Compliance Committee instead of Ruth Merchant.
I'm trying to think who would deal with it more. It would be Allison, probably deal with that more.
Don't know.
I guess I would tend to think that Allison's probably more on a day-to-day basis. Is Allison Rice
Allison Rice.
okay with that? For the Compliance Committee? She's in charge of the nurses.
Yeah.
Carla, is that HIPAA, like, is there a list of people that are on that, or?
Yeah, it's, the Compliance Committee would be Kelsey, Carla, and myself. I'm on that?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Now I know.
Sandy
Sandy and, Allison. You're okay with that?
Is one of those listed as a security officer? Just a compliance officer?
Yep, there's a HIPAA Privacy Officer and the HIPAA Compliance Committee.
Oh,
So Kelsey and Carla are our privacy officers.
okay,
The alternate is Carla.
okay,
So that's probably what you were indicating?
I think so.
So we still have to fill Terry Gasper's on the examining board. Well, what's that, is that to do with the judges or something? Or what's that?
Honestly, it's I don't even know what it is.
We almost
terrible.
need definitions on each of these,
Yes.
what they do.
Enterprise Zone Commission. Has that ever met?
It probably has, yeah. But it's probably been a long time.
Mike is on it. Must be the alternate.
I think it was originally established maybe in their enterprise zone since then. Really doesn't. Yeah.
I guess we can delete the IGHCP board also.
Okay. What are you gonna do this year though?
I don't know, I'm guessing something will make up for it. Sorry, which one was meetings tomorrow? Will you come to that?
Which one?
For UHW tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll be there. I have another one in this after that, so. Going from Northwood to, it's in Northwood, right? So Jan could be there.
Yeah, so I'll make it easier drive for you. I think it's 10 instead of 9, if I remember right.
Is it? That's good, yeah. I was thinking, what they appointed Terry, it seemed like it was something to do with the judges or something.
I don't. I'll have to do some research. Maybe that's another one that we want to advertise for.
Google it and see if I can find some. Yeah, there's, for the electricians, there's examining boards. Professional licensing. So we can call Steve Asbrook, ask him what he does on it.
Yeah, yeah.
I bet you've never met.
I'm guessing so. It's not this one. Which one would be?
Okay, so it's got to do with the assessor's office.
Oh, the assessor's exam.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is the one we called it board of review. I used to serve. They didn't call it exam. Was the term that changed? Or?
No, I think there's a board of review and, no, I don't know. Call Sue. Here, let me tell you how to do it now.
I don't have
Dial
numbers.
7502.
Do I have to push anything else?
Nope.
7502.
02.
It's a miracle. Now I'm scared.
Shazam.
This is Sue.
Hi, Sue. This is Terry and Bill and Carla.
Yes.
So we're going through our appointments for this year still. And
Uh-huh.
the examining board, is that the same as board of review? Is that a different board or what is it?
That's a different board.
Okay. So the examining board does what?
Here's Bob County Board of Review here.
The examining board would appoint, they research and send out applications for a new assessor.
Oh, for your job.
Yeah, and then they make
They
they make the,
a recommendation to us then.
correct, to the conference board.
Right.
Yeah, the recommendation, what they come up with.
Okay. That explains that, because we got to replace Terry Gasper on there.
Oh, okay. Well,
Any ideas? Since you've already been appointed.
well, would he do it again?
Terry Gasper died.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, that was, what, a year ago or more?
You're kidding me. What happened to him?
Heart
We're
attack.
on,
Yeah, we're on a meeting online, so.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, let me give it some thought and I'll,
Yeah, get back to us on that if you have any
Okay.
recommendations.
okay,
All right.
thank you. Bye.
Shouldn't be conflict of interest since she's already in.
Yeah, it'll be the next one that has to worry about
Her replacement.
Yeah.
So it looks like, Steve Hasbrook's on there as a real estate person. Dennis Yakey used to be on the board of review. That's probably why he's on there. And
board reviews. One of those from two that's got noticing.
right.
And Debbie's. He's gonna be close to 90, if he isn't. Suppose he didn't want that out there either.
how about, Pat Levitt is another, real estate person.
Might be good.
Somebody want to call her?
Today,
Well,
Later.
we can wait.
I'll talk to her.
We do need to, appoint the official papers today, for sure.
Okay. What do we have?
Well, we got requests from all three, from Buffalo Center, Lake Mills, and the Summit. But for the past 2 years, we've only used, the Buffalo Tribune and the Lake Mills Graphic for official papers. We still use the Summit for like election.
Drainage notifications for this area and
publish the board minutes in the summit.
Yeah, that was because it costs like 3 times more than the other.
3 times more, and they have smaller view, or
Getting
smaller.
ready to shut them like Mel's or whatever. It's
Yeah.
decreasing it.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think our value is there right now. Maybe if they can get it turned around, they're looking at trying to do some things with it, but until they do, I can't see.
I'm sure the radio would like to see us have it.
We'd love to be your official publication, because we can do it more ways than one. It doesn't have to be a piece of paper.
Actually, by code, we do have to have it has to be in a paper,
It has to be a newspaper.
newspaper.
Oh, that's just a script.
You should lobby for that.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. I'll call Terry and a few others and see.
Antiquated system.
Yeah, I got Linda on speed dial. I'll talk to her. Why not? It doesn't make any sense. That's just me.
We're to the point where we're putting a lot of our stuff on Facebook and our website, and
Yeah, I mean, if it has to be an official publication, you can go online to our website and put it there and get spectacular readership, or you can go your own route via your own website and Facebook and get just as much and save how much in tax dollars?
we saved, is it like $10,000? Not putting it in the company.
That's my point. To me, I understand why the newspapers are there and they serve a purpose, and they do, and it's a very good purpose. It's a very, very honorable purpose.
But it's becoming a more and more, unfortunately, antiquated.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays, all you gotta do is just, well, let's see, what happened at the Winnebago County Courthouse? Da-da-da-da-da, right there on your phone.
2 more committees. One would be County Planning and Zoning Committee. We'd already appointed Barb Obley on that as a 5th member. And that turned
Well,
out,
we put in Darla Thompson
Barb Obley's on it too.
instead of who.
I'm trying to remember who got on. Arlie was on it. Mike Swenson wasn't on it. Remember that meeting?
Yeah.
That's County Planning and Zoning Commission.
Yes. And the Zoning Board of Adjustment.
The Zoning Board of Adjustment just has those 4 on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Which one met the at that?
that was the Zoning Board of Adjustment.
Oh, we appointed a 5th member on there. She was on. I have to go back to one
That's
of my
the
old
old Harley suggestion replacing it. Compensation.
Why would there be an even number on the Board of Adjustment?
So Barb Obley, you
Yeah.
think is on there.
It was on both of those.
And then Mike Swenson is off the Planning and Zoning, and is Barb Obley there too.
Right. Because Marvin Kingland, oh no, he wasn't. It was Mark Kingland, one of these.
They spell out.
ADELE.
Yeah, that's right.
So technically, her term would start in 19. And for the planning and zoning
And she was where else?
these 2.
See, our juniors.
That's the one we saw that.
And then Marvin Kinland and Harley, you're gonna reappoint for their 3-year terms. Nancy Helm for the Conservation Board needs to be reappointed. Tim Missile, also 23. Stephanie Swinton for the Board of Health. Is that, you would want to reappoint her?
She's doing okay, isn't she?
I have no idea.
I haven't heard any complaints anyway.
Okay. And then unless there's anyone else for the yearly things that need to be reappointed or need to be changed.
Chief medical examiner.
I have Dr. Carlson and Dr. Osterkamp.
Okay. Because Keller got off, right?
Right.
Do you ever have any meetings with chemical dependency?
So the only two things that we need appointed yet are Gary Gaspers, Jeff Bartleson, and Marty Schaefer.
Trying to see if there's any changes on the conference board. I think it's all correct. I've never seen Gina Price at the conference board. Russell would go.
I will be right back.
Yeah, every time I ask the question, this map 21 and transportation policy. Map 21 must be something that never meets it. It's part of transportation policy. Map 21 is what replaced, every time the federal highway transportation bill is reappropriated, they change the name to something else. You have to have a board to act on something.
So the transportation policy board is now tough.
No, it's still down here.
Yeah. Where's the map 21 at?
It's on the first page. Yeah. It has to do with some of the same things. I don't know exactly what it does, but in the 8 years I've been here, it's never been. So. I have a meeting there tomorrow after, transportation policy meeting tomorrow afternoon. I'll ask there.
Maybe they know.
I wonder if I got first things, something. I just text them. Just have this. Do you remember what the map 21 committee was? I'm going to ask Chris Diggins tomorrow and see what he tells me. It has to do with the transportation policy.
Isn't that one that they changed the name of it?
Well, they changed the name as the bill changes the name of the program.
Mm.
And right now it's called map 21. But it's
Buffalo trustee. That appoint, my brother-in-law for that.
That's the third person.
Who's your brother-in-law?
Mark Bacon.
When you finish up, can you call me before you leave?
Sure.
And I'll go over a couple things.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
I know we discussed it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't know if we
did or
actually
not.
acted on it. Might as well do it now. Mark Bacon.
I asked him about it.
I just don't remember having it, action.
I remember asking Harley if he'd be all right being on there.
Well, did he move up to clerk?
Yes.
Trustee?
Yep.
That's the change. We show, the third trustee was Keith Burks. So the second trustee would be Bacon. Sure everything's allowed.
Sometimes you can't even get off these words if you do.
Well, maybe that's the only way you can get.
Confusing somebody else.
So why don't you guys look at my sheet that I have and make sure that I've got everything correct? And then I'll put that in the minutes as
Now, anybody that we've added, we want to make sure we're being gender neutral. Which I think most of this is. The only one that, the conservation board already has 2 females on it, so we're okay there.
what's the one thing, Terry? Example.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we could do a pointer there, that would help on Jim's neutrality there.
Do you want me to put something on like Facebook for the examining board? Then VA or just VA?
Probably just VA.
Okay, if we can get
It's kind of a pretty tight pool you would draw out of for the examining board.
You know, Mike was saying Bill Clark was interested.
You should probably have a female though.
Yeah, well, we got 2 spots.
Right,
open.
right.
What's that for?
The law just says that you have to try. So if we advertise, then, yeah,
Another
Right.
person I thought about would be Carol Carson. He's a very active, helping veterans. Usually
mhm.
Mark says he remembers being appointed.
He does. Okay, good.
it's official.
Well, then we'll just add him to the list.
Um, we're veterans. We want to do.
Well, we're not gonna be able to do that today anyway, so.
That
You need a female, you said. Everybody would
We were supposed to advertise to get a by code.
Put one female there.
just one that helps at the WNP when they're back here.
Print off a piece of paper and walk across the street. You'll get more than you know. And more than likely a lot of females.
What's that?
More than likely a lot of females.
I can think of several from the Buffalo area that were in the military, but they don't live around here.
So that,
Yeah, I didn't see any. Just make sure you got it all. Corrections you make. Yeah. Still
okay,
So we'll probably just, this is so far, then we'll just approve it all when we get the last one. Then
well, we need to do,
we have to act on these.
yeah, let's act on these because like the newspapers and stuff, we have to get that done right away.
So we doing 2 newspapers
Yeah, I'm fine.
like last year. I'll make a motion to approve the 2 county, official county newspapers as the Lake Mouse Graphic and Oak Center Tribune.
I'll second it.
A motion from Terry and a second from Jansvold to approve the county newspapers. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And then the appointments that we made were, I know we previously did Barb off. I suppose it's, she'll be, I put her, so she, yeah, she would be a new term right now.
So this is what I have. Nancy Helm from the Conservation Board, Tim Mislow, Stephanie Swenson for the Board of Health, Julie Hagenson on the Conservation Board, Marvin Kingland on the County Planning and Zoning Commission, Barb Obley, and Harley Hasbrook reappointed to that one also. And then the County Zoning Board of Adjustments, reappoint Barb Obley. For the Enterprise Zone Commission, we have Melissa Michaelis. For the HIPAA Compliance Committee, we have Adam Stour and Allison Rice. HIPAA Privacy Officer, Kelsey Bacon. We'll no longer need the IGHCP board.
We have the Homeward Housing Trust.
Okay, Homeward Housing Trust, we have Melissa. And then, looks like that's it. So
Was it?
Oh, I never did look. Did you change that one for Candy Hannah instead
Yes,
of
I already changed that.
Mark Menken, Buffalo trustee?
Yep.
Okay, all right, that's it then. Is that your motion then?
That is my motion, as stated.
I'll second the motion. A motion from Jen Holt, second from Derby to approve the appointments for this year's boards. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, open forum.
So you just sign that?
Oh, sorry. These are the claims and payroll.
What am I saying?
They're back.
Where's that? It's the other part there. It's not.
Nope.
Okay. Anything for open forum? Last call? None. We'll look at the semi-monthly county claims. Is there anything in there concern?
No. Well, no, I figured that's right. I figured it out in my head. There was one for 43,000 in the sheriff's, but that was for the radio system.
Yep.
For cameras.
Yep, part of that project.
I'll make a motion for the semi-monthly county claims.
Second the motion. A motion from Jessica and a second from Derby to approve the semi-monthly county claims. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Payroll claims. John Park. Seems like there was something I was going to ask you one day. So you guys have a text in line now, right?
Yeah, we've had it for 2 years. I do my radio shows all requests. I never do any of my own songs. So as soon as I get on, the text line just explodes. And it's coming from everywhere. People listening online, people listening everywhere. And Glenn gets it done as well too. So yeah, Mark not so much.
I was listening to your Hancock show the other day.
Mm-hmm.
You were taking votes by text. Is that
Yep.
the same number as the?
Yeah, same one. Yeah. There again, the lines explode.
I should put that in my phone. I always miss it. It's a long one to remember it.
Sorry.
I gotta put it in my phone.
Another vote. 4 mil.
What is it? 828?
828 649 5469.
Okay, and I won't charge you for putting this on YouTube.
No.
So that's 828-649-5469.
Right.
The text line to KOW.
Yep. 828 KIW.
828
649
649
5469.
546.
So we do players of the game. The Hancock side's the only one that does players of the game that way. The KIW doesn't do it. And which is fun because the text line is actually located inside KIW, so Mel pushes whoever's in the control room out of the way so he can start doing the tabulations. It's hilarious.
What do you call this line?
828 mix KIOW, it's our text request line.
So if you want to request something during the day, or if you want to go down there.
Player of the game over at Hancock County, you can do that. And we got a bunch of them. I don't know if you heard Todd Hammer, but he went off on KIMT. Oh yeah, he went totally off. He's on the school board. The team finally goes 13-0, goes through the entire conference undefeated, and now they show up with a TV camera.
Yeah, they've been non-existent in this area.
Well, their concentration is east and north.
Yeah,
it's
Rochester, and
that's where the money is.
So here's a team that goes 13-0. It's ranked number 2, possibly number 1 in the state, because I think the number 1 team fell. And they finally get a TV camera out there.
Boy, is that a tough night the other night.
They're still trying to find themselves. Eric's got to quit playing street ball, because he's playing with guys that don't know street ball. So it's, or don't know it as well as they should. Let's put it that way. But if they did, oh boy.
I've got a voicemail from my daughter, 2 minutes and 32 seconds. I could hear voices way off in the computer. Never called me. So I checked them. They're in Alabama. Jess's place. One with Chris.
Yeah, I'll have to admit that I turn the KIMT news on maybe sometimes at 10, but almost always I'll turn it on at 10:16, catch the weather. I don't watch it like I used to.
We had, when we got here, we had high definition antennas up in the attic. They changed signal or did something. I don't know what it was. And we couldn't get it anymore. Or I couldn't get it anymore. Anyway, so I had to go out and get brand new HD antennas to even get local channels. It's kind of sad because, you know, I like watching football, and the only way you're going to watch it, you can't see it on Sling TV, so you have to go find it. You have to go get your HD TV antennas.
I've got 2 types of antennas. One is the big normal one. The other one is one of those little ones.
Right.
That rotates and stuff. I point that one towards front to get all the stations out of the city. So I can get lots of channels for free, even though I have cable. I just have so many TVs. I just put cable to all.
I got tired of the cable, so I went with Sling, and I'm ridiculously crazy happy with it because now you get all the different conferences and their TV channels and all this other stuff that goes along with it, so there's no way I miss anything. The only downside is you don't get any local channels, so you have to have your HD antennas pointed the right direction. So like I said, I went and got a couple, stuck them up in the attic, and now I get things crystal clear because I put a booster in it, and now I get anything here to La Crosse and all the way over to Minneapolis. And it's awesome. So I've got like, I know with Sling, you can get 700 channels for like $24. And then you get the local channels as well too, and all their HD channels that go along with it. So it's nice. So the dogs are never without entertainment.
My dog just gets to listen to me here during the day. I just turn the radio on for him.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Say hi to him.
I will.
What's his name?
Blaze.
Blaze? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no problem. I will say hi to Blaze today. There's no problem about that.
place.
You know, I have cable yet, but I wish you could pay on just the channels you use.
You can do that with Sling.
Oh man, I can get it. There's only maybe 6 or 7 different channels that I ever watch. And then I don't watch a lot of that.
My parents were watching cable down there to get American Cablevision, I think it was. And so I brought down one of these Amazon Fire Sticks and I plugged it in the back of their television. I said, okay, how much you paying here? And they said, well, we're about 90 some odd dollars. I said, 24 over here and you get twice as many channels. She's like, do you get all the news channels? Yes, Mom, here you go. So she was happy with that.
I don't even need all the news channels.
Well, she's a news freak.
I go there once in a while just to see what they're saying.
Oh, yeah, but it starts to make your blood boil after a while.
What's entertaining is watching the BBC News. Because you talk about, you don't know which way it's slanting. Yeah. 1 minute it could be going conservative. Next minute it could be going populist. Third moment it could be going social.
They do report things over there that you would never see in our national.
Hell yeah.
You know, I mean, it's.
I'm shocked lately some of the liberal reports that are coming out that they're agreeing with the problem at the border. That there is a problem at the border.
I don't know how you can deny that there's a problem at the border. These poor people down there are so overwhelmed they can't keep track of everybody.
You know, people are injured down there to report patrol people.
Yeah. The people that are being hurt are.
The border patrol agents are getting banged up down there.
Yeah.
And I don't mean just guns. I mean, they're getting hurt.
Yeah. I mean, that's a rough environment down there. And it's bad for him. There's people that are dragging children into it. And because they've been given a false hope by our inability to take care of the problem.
We have no way to identify the children with the people that they're coming in with.
Yeah, and human trafficking is huge. I mean, it's.
One thing you got to watch out for is where they go to the washes. Those washes will move out towards the borders. What they do is they tunnel under wherever the security systems are. They'll tunnel right underneath it and then come out in the washes so that you will go underground underneath the border, go for maybe 50, 100, 150 feet, and then you'll come out in one of the ditches, dry ditches. We call them washes.
Yeah.
So you come out in that, and then you just stay low in the washes, because the washes can sometimes be as deep as this room. And you just stay right in that wash the entire time until you get far enough from the border nobody sees you. And that's the biggest issue they're facing right now is, okay, you put that steel wall up, and that's all great. Pittsburgh's going to be happy. But what are you going to do about all these tunnels that are being built up there, where they're smuggling in the cocaine and God knows what else? There was one you could actually take literally an ATV and a little cart back behind it, a hauling cart, load it up with drugs, and drive through the wash. No one would see it.
And my guess is, my personal opinion is that these huge caravans or whatever, swamping the border and all that, that is purely a ruse. That's the distraction. They distract you with this, and the real bad people have increased their odds of getting across that border with their drugs and with their bad intentions and all that stuff. I mean, I think it's orchestrated.
It is.
It is. I mean,
they are the masters of deception down there. And it's sad that a certain sect of Congress does not want to see that. And they absolutely refuse the statistics right in front. But you never see these same people go down and look. Stay down there at 2 o'clock in the morning and watch what happens. I'll take you to my old house and show you where it's going on.
You know, they get by with such simplistic answers on, you know, what they think the real problem is, you know, and the real solutions to the problems. And I just can't believe that. I mean, we need smart border security. What's that? You know, I can't remember what it was, Pelosi or Warren or one
It was
of them said
Pelosi that says we have to have smart border security. You can't have the reason
You don't need
you
to be
can't
smart.
have smart security when the opposition is outsmarting you 9
Yeah.
ways to Sunday.
Yeah.
And believe me, I've just scratched the surface of the silliness that goes on down there.
You see, the wall will keep 80 to 90% of them out. So then we can focus on the 10 to 20% that are the real geniuses with the money behind them that are trying to get in here with real bad intent. Yeah.
You put the wall up, and then you turn around and you start flying drones, and you create a sense of security. You're not limiting the people coming across the country. You're just making sure they come across the right way.
I've always said I don't care if we legal immigration, if we up it by 10 times what's been coming in.
Yeah.
So we can vet who they are. And even then, it's not perfect. I mean, there's going to be someone who'll sneak through because they'll make themselves look good. False IDs and all that stuff. And I don't have a problem with people who want to come here and make this country and be American, become Americans. I have a problem with people who want to come here and make this into something else. And,
You think DACA should be part of it?
I think you're going to have to give that up in order to get some of them on the other side on the same page. But,
They're not even pushing it, though.
no, they don't want anything. They just do not want to give him another campaign promise. That's all they're
I think
fighting.
it's going to be their last drawing card.
I mean, they just can't let him come through with another. I mean, that was his number one biggest probably campaign promise. They can't let him have it, even if it's good for the Americans, because it's bad for them.
Well, you got the city of Pittsburgh that's foaming at the mouth because they're going to get this steel wall, so they're all excited about this. Here's our chance to really create some sales. But the problem is the way that we've got this system set up now. There's still ways to get across. There's still ways to get through, and you have to attack that first before you attack the wall.
Yeah. Because
once you put that wall up, then you're still running from behind. You're still catching up.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. They've got this down to a science. The cartels and all those people, the human traffickers, they've got it down to a science. And it's...
Yeah, they have millions and millions of dollars and all kinds of time to sit there and conjure up ways to, and we can't afford, in a sense, especially if you're going to play a pull punches, politically correct. But we just can't afford to even protect ourselves, in a sense, under a system like that. I mean, it just...
No.
Yeah, I've always said that I'm much more like Martin Luther King. I judge a man by the content of the character, not the color of his skin. It's just I want to know the content of his character before he comes here. So,
Well, there's another thing you still have to deal with, Bill, and that is all the problems that are happening now in Central America, parts of South America, and Mexico, and the oppressions that are taking place down there. I mean, this is such a multifaceted problem. You've got dictators down there who are just creating all kinds of havoc, and that's why a lot of these people are coming up here.
yeah.
And we're not even so much as even addressing that issue. I mean, from a public standpoint, maybe they're doing it in the private sector, but or private side, but I haven't seen anything yet.
I had helped my daughter write one of her college online class papers, and in that paper, I said, "This isn't an North American problem. This is a Central American problem, and South American problem." I said, "These people are creating the atmosphere that their people want to escape. And I says, we're fighting the problem in the wrong direction, in a sense. We need to figure out how to make these other countries not be cartels.
Well,
You know,
do the Teddy Roosevelt thing, get them under your thumb. And then, once you do that,
now this whole Venezuela thing, you know,
oh my God.
that's, they're just daring us. You know, I mean, they're taunting. That's what they're doing now.
Essentially, yeah. They want to see just how far they can push us. It's kind of like the Chinese. They want to see how far they can push us. Well, we know who's not going to give. So, no matter what they do, well, we're going to take over Taiwan. Yeah, go ahead, try. Well, we're going to do this. Yeah, go ahead, try. Then he ends up with the word try. And then that kind of shuts them down. But we're not doing that with the Central American nations. You don't see us standing up with them at all. And that bothers me, because you could alleviate a lot of the problem if you fix the problems in your own backyard.
Yeah.
But we're not doing that.
You know, and is it, unfortunately, it falls to us, but it isn't really our responsibility. It's the responsibility of their own governments, but their own governments are run by such nasty people. We get enough, we probably get enough bad ones ourselves that we have to deal with it. I mean, it's not a perfect system here. It's just better than anybody else's. And,
And by the way, I'm not saying take over their countries. I'm saying straighten things out, get them a little bit more. Because you take a look at the past presidents early on. All they did was get these people straightened out and say, okay, look, you're going to play this way. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to do this. And we know you're dependent upon us. So figure it out.
well, and that's all, you know, you look at history, no country in the history of the world has had more military might than us, and,
Right.
and abused it less.
Right.
We could have, I mean, Japan could have been ours, Germany could have been ours. We would have made the decision at that time, Russia could have been ours. And what we try to do is, you know, I mean, when somebody's been so bad, you go in and try and get them to get a government that is people friendly, and they're population friendly, instead of somebody that's a self-serving dictator. And, yeah,
Well, Reagan, look what he did with Russia. I mean, with the Soviet Union. Brought him right down. And he didn't really do much of anything. But he must have done something behind the scenes.
well, the behind the scenes thing is making our military where nobody wants to mess with us. Nobody has anything to gain from.
Right.
I mean, you know, some people want to eliminate nuclear weapons, but nuclear weapons have saved more lives than any other weapon in the world. We don't dare use them, you know, without making a mess of our own nest. You know, and it's the biggest deterrent there ever was, and we don't have enough people. I mean, we'd have to kill the Chinese, what, 10 to 1?
Something like that.
You know, if you were to fight conventionally, if you eliminated all weapons. So,
Well, that's what holds them at bay, and that's what holds a lot of others at bay, except for these fanatical red cases who are in the Middle East. But I digress. The way to, there's a multifaceted approach to it, and I think honestly, if you sat down with the Democrats and said, okay, look, we want to do this, and we need you to do X. Help with negotiations, help with something. I mean, you want to really have some fun? Send Pelosi down to Mexico to have negotiations on how to fix this. Let's see how far that goes.
well, you know, this isn't a Democrat thing. This is a far, far left thing that's going on.
Oh, I'm not.
Part of, you know, and I know what you're saying, but and to me, I'm a Kennedy Democrat. You know, I agree with a lot of the things that Kennedy did. This isn't a Democrat thing, and some people just they have to be. I would run away from the Republican Party if they were trying to do some of the things that the far left is trying to do to this country. I mean, if it was on Republican, I'd just have to say I'm just not a Republican. Or I'm not. I'm still a Republican,
Right.
but I'm not far.
You're mid-level.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. then a lot of people are thinking that way right now. But I think, honestly, from talking to several people on the Washington end, there seems to be a tide that's turning in Washington right now. And I think it's because these facts are actually beginning to come out. And I understand now, believe it or not, I think it was ABC, probably one of the most liberal of all mediums aside from CNN, who are now doing a study and report on the actual situation down on the border. And I think it's opening some eyes. So, who knows? We'll see.
I just gotta scan one. I only need one.
They give these people false hope and they risk their family's life trying to come up there.
You know, I really, when I see these people come across, and there are some legitimate families, I mean, I've known several, when they come across, yeah, they're here because they don't want to go through all, they're going through the same things that the people who went through Ellis Island are going through. And I get that part. There's a lot of them that are that way. There are still some others who are a little crooked. As a country, we need to address it. I don't take it, I'm not knocking that, but do it the right way, for crying out loud. You'll get across. Just do it the right way. It'll take a little longer, but do it the right way. And then you'll be surprised.
And the ones that know they can't do it the right way are, my guess is that they got, you know, the drug cartels spew money out all over the places under all kinds of different names, I would guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those are the people that don't want it done the right way. They don't want the wall because they can't get in the right way. So.
And the other thing is, because these people have been so oppressed by the governments that they came from, they don't want to deal with another government. So they're going to try to sneak their way in. Hopefully they can stay under the radar, away from what they believe is an evil entity. It's not the United States government. It's just government in general. That's what you hear from many of these individuals. But, okay, I've had my fun. See you guys.
I'll make a motion to approve payroll pay.
I'll second the motion. The motion from Jen Ford, second from Kirby, to approve the payroll claims. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. This one here, you notice this is the same area. We had another contractor that we questioned the work that was done.
Yeah.
Looking at the same area that we get more questioned because of our contractor.
I'm dying, Carla. See you guys.
Yeah, have a good day.
This was in October, so this was a follow-up. Is there another spot that might have?
It's hard at this one.
Yeah.
I don't even
Is
know
there
about
other places on the main that's failed? Because he replaced a bunch of that main, that first
Yeah,
half.
oh, yeah.
I thought most of that was replaced. That test was.
Well, they replaced some of it, but it. Or you just punched in 7511. Can we get her?
Probably.
This is Chris.
Hi, Chris. This is Terry Bell. Say, we were looking at the claim for DD 14 Main 2. That one that Bahar did for Wayne Johnson in King Township.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same line that was replaced by the other contractor?
I don't think so. There's so many up there. Once we get this thing reclassified, I will be able to know more. But I don't.
I know it's in the same area.
It's in the same area, and there was like 4 or 5 petitions in the same area.
Okay.
By different people.
Because I swear the one that we had to seriously have to talk about with that other contractor was that Main 2.
And it could be a different area of the Main 2. Like they just fixed a little bit, and then.
Well, I can't remember how many feet he replaced, but there was a number of feet.
Yeah.
And this shows, about halfway between the ditch and the road that it got repaired. kind of makes me wonder if they repaired right. I mean, replaced right.
Yeah, that, I mean, we'd have to talk to the contractors on that. You know, I only get what they send, so.
And here it says tile issue. Wayne has contacted Lahar.
Right.
Yeah. When was that?
And
work
Wayne
done
would
last
have been-
summer, or
I'm sorry?
The other work, was that done last summer?
Or was it last fall? Was it just this last fall?
Because this petition was in October.
Well, and the one that Wayne did, give me that one?
Yeah.
Let me look at my I don't know if he did the whole thing. I would have to talk to both contractors to find out.
How many feet did he do?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember on footage, but I can't remember.
Yeah, and it seems like it was several hundred feet.
Yeah.
Which was most of that line. Almost up to the other lateral.
Yeah. Because I know that this district is labeled horrendously. I was looking to see if there was another, like a lat 2, and maybe they're in different spots, but I don't think so.
And that's main number 2 that goes west of the ditch.
Yeah.
And then there's another lat 2 that goes off of that.
And so maybe it's that. Main 2, lat 2.
The first time around.
That, I don't know. I mean, I would have to look them up. I don't have them in front of me.
There was some 12-inch involved. And that's the first part.
Okay. What is Lahar's?
Lahar's was, let's see here. It doesn't really say. It says pipe and
Repair,
fittings.
separation, and tile joints.
$5 worth of pipe and fittings. It's hard to tell. It's just labor.
Right.
Must have went out and just fixed a small flaw or something.
I wonder if it was where they ended and it was a bad connection.
That could be. Yeah, I'd have to call him. I don't know. I just go with what's on the bill.
Okay, well, probably
Right.
not a large enough thing to question too much, but we need to keep an eye on that one.
Yeah. Well, the 14 has just been horrible right now. There's so many going on.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Thanks. Bye.
So, we're gonna take a little break and then do the budgets.
Well, so here's the deal. I have Rotary today from 12 to 1, and Robert Schwartz is speaking at Rotary today, so I wanted to know if you guys wanted to go with me, be my guest at Rotary today.
I guess I'd rather not.
Okay, that's fine.
One, I need to get back to Sally to pay my bill.
Okay,
I didn't have cash. So get back there. Do that.
well, I have to be gone from 12 to 1.
Right,
so-
right. No, I was gonna take a bathroom break.
Oh, yeah,
Talk to
that's
Sue quick, we'll come back and do some budget.
perfect.
Will that be on the whole time, or is it just gonna break here?
I'll shut it off, and then when we start the actual budget stuff again, we can